The rest you do it on your own with your own practice. Okay. Now, in addition to finding the time period, you can also find the interest rate, okay, which is not that difficult. Okay. Now we refer to the basic formula earlier, okay, the magic formula I call it, right? And you can rearrange this. Now you want to solve for I. Where is I? Okay. Finally, you want to solve for J actually, but we have to find I first. So I is contained in this bracket, inside this bracket. Okay. So let's rearrange. Okay. Let's put this term to the left and FV to the right. Okay, so it becomes 1 plus I to the power of n equals to FV divided by P. Okay, and you can actually transfer this n to the right. We don't want n. Why? Because at the end we only want I in the left hand side. Okay, so when you do this, basically you are applying what you have learned in school. Okay, in algebra, remember, if x to the power of a equals to y, then you can actually transfer this power of a, okay, to the right, okay, leaving x alone in the left. So if that is the case, when you do that, x becomes y to the power of 1 over a. Okay, when a is at the left hand side, it becomes x to the power of a, but when you transfer it to the right hand side, it becomes to the power of 1 over a. So for example, if x to the power of 3 here equals to y, then x equals to y to the power of 1 over 3. Okay, so if let's say x to the power of 3 is 8, then to solve for x, we transfer that power of 3, it becomes 8 to the power of 1 over 3, which is essentially 2, right? So let's look at an example. Now, find the interest rate of an account where 1,000 will grow to be 1280.09 in 5 years, so assuming interest is compounded semi-annually. So notice that if you face this kind of question, okay, you just relax, okay, remember the basic magic formula, and remember to identify which is your principal or which is your present value, 1,000, which is your future value, okay, 1280.09, what is your T, 5 years, okay, and now you are solving for I, okay. So rearrange as we have done here, okay. So your future value equals to your present value times 1 plus I to the power of 10. Now, if you want I to be on the left hand side as this one, remember I equals now to the future value 1280.09 divided by your present value, which is 1,000. But now it becomes to the power of 1 divided by 10, okay, instead of to the power of 10. Okay, so remember 1 over 10 easily, it's 0.1. So you can solve this in one go using your calculator. So key in your calculator, 1280.09 divided by 1,000 equals to, it's 1.28, okay, to the power of 0.1, okay, and then finally you minus 1. Don't forget to minus 1 at the end, right? Okay, so you will get I equals to 0.025, but this is not, okay, your final answer yet, because remember I equals to J divided by M. Okay, you are solving for J, which is the nominal interest rate, the stated or quoted interest rate. So now, because M equals to 2, so your J becomes 0.025 times 2, which is effectively 5%. Okay, let's look at another example. Okay, what is the interest rate of an investment account where you can double your investment in 10 years, assuming interest is compounded semi-annually? Okay, this question, it seems at first a little bit weird because you are not given with any present value or future value amount. But don't worry, okay, this is your clue here, double. Okay, so you can actually put in any amount, right, at first. Okay, double. So if you start with 1,000, it becomes 2,000. If we start with 5,000, it becomes 10,000. It doesn't matter. So in this case, I put 1,000, okay, and double, it becomes 2,000. Okay, so you rearrange. So finally, you have to divide. The 2,000 you have to divide with 1,000, it becomes 2. So it doesn't matter. If you start with 5,000, becomes 10,000, you divide both, it becomes 2. Okay, so the key here is the word double. If it is triple, then it becomes 3. If it's quadruple, it becomes 4. So on and so forth. Okay, so applying the formula, okay, 2 now becomes 1 plus I to the power of 20, right? Why 20? Okay, because semi-annual compounding. Okay, T is 10 because 10 years investment, right? 10 years investment, so T is 10. So 10 times 2 is 20, right? So solving for I, so I now, if it is left in the left hand side, it becomes 2 to the power of 1 over 20 minus 1. Okay, so using your calculator, first you have to know what 1 over 20 is. Okay, which is not that difficult, it is 0.05, right? So 2 to the power of 0.05 becomes 0.0353. Remember, you have to minus 1, it becomes I becomes 0.035. Okay, but solving for the J, the nominal interest rate, you have to multiply by 2 because of semi-annual compounding. So at the end, the interest rate is 7.5%. Okay, so that is finding the interest rate. So now it is complete. Okay, for any given single amount, okay, compound interest, you can now find the future value. You can now find the principal or the present value. You can also find the time period, and you can find the interest rate. Okay, all using the formula which I have taught you, which I have shown you. Okay, and using your scientific calculator. So you don't have to use a table. It's very messy and it is not complete. And you don't have to use even a financial calculator for that matter. It's very simple.